So let's get started.
So first, I want to talk about how to properly thread a bobbin. This small circular round piece is a bobbin that needs to be spun with thread, then placed into the middle of this silver ball. I want to first start by taking my thread and placing it on the thread holder. Then I'm going to pull my string out, placing my string between the two tension discs by going underneath and in between. Next, I'm going to take the end of the string and put it in this small hole right next to it. From there, we are going to get our bobbin and place the end of the string through the small hole on the inside near the edge. And we're going to go from the inside out, placing it, like I said, in the small hole located closest to the edge. Pull your thread out about 2 inches and then place your bobbin on the bobbin holder. You want to lock your bobbin in place by pushing the bobbin lock forward. As you see, it will latch directly in between your bobbin to hold it in place. Plug in your machine and flip your power switch. Now you can control the speed of your machine to go at a faster pace or a slower pace. My suggestion would be to start off at a slower pace so that you can have more control. While holding that 2 inches of thread that we pulled out, gently press your foot on the footer to allow the machine to begin to thread your bobbin. When your bobbin is about halfway full, you can stop and cut off that excess 2 inches of thread. And then continue to spin your bobbin. When your bobbin is completely full, your machine will automatically kick back and release the bobbin lock. Then you can take off your bobbin and cut your string. Now you have officially wound your bobbin. So now going back to that big metal ball on our machine, you want to remove the cover. On the inside, there will be a latch that you can lift up in the upward direction so that your bobbin can fit in nicely. So you want to take your bobbin and make sure that it's going in a counterclockwise direction. You can figure that out by just gently pulling the string to see which direction your bobbin is rotating. We do not want that, so you want to flip it over and make sure your string is going counterclockwise. Place it inside your metal ball. Make sure the latch that we lift up is going directly through the middle Then we want to press that lock back down. So now our bobbin is securely in place. Now, there is a little tiny slit that you need to allow your thread to go through, as you can see me doing here. It's very small, but your thread has to go through that tiny little slit right in the middle. And you can give your string a little tug just to make sure it's okay, and then replace your cover. The next thing we need to do is thread the top of the machine. So we're going to do that by taking our thread and taking it through the thread stand arm. Next, we want to take our thread through the guide pin. So here's another angle so you can see what I'm doing. I take mine through the top hole. Next, we're going to go through the tension guide, and it's 3 horizontal holes. You want to go through the first hole, downward, come around, and then go through the second hole, downward, bring it around, and then lastly, the final hole, and go down and around as well. So directing our thread going downward, we're going to take our thread through the 2 tension discs. So we're going to go in between the tension discs, then begin to direct our thread going back up. When you go back up, your thread should begin to move this small black lever that I'm going to show you right here. So when it moves that lever going up, it's going to take your thread around this metal hook located next to the tension disc, as you can see. We are going to redirect our thread going back upward. And it's going to go around this hook. And next, still going upward, we're going to take it through the take up lever. And you're going to want to put your thread in the top hole. And as you're going along in this process, make sure you don't have any tangles in your thread. Now, directing our thread back down, you'll see another hook on the opposite side, and you're going to make sure it's behind that hook. And you want to just keep working your way down. It's going to be another metal hook that you want to have your string behind. So really quick, I just wanted to add, if you're having trouble with the location of your take-up lever, you want to spin this wheel on the side of your machine. And as you can see, when I move it, it's 2 things that will move: the take-up lever and the needle. So like I said, if your take-up lever is hiding inside of the machine, or even your needle, you can spin that wheel to adjust it so that you can get your string inside. So moving forward, take the end of your thread and put it through the needle guide, which is the small hole located at the very top of the needle by the base of the machine, the base of the needle. And from there, then you want to go directly through your needle, going from left to right. And then you could take your thread and place it in between the footer, which is this yellow piece, And then you can direct both of your strings to hang to the back of your machine. And from there, you guys, you have just successfully threaded your entire wig making machine.